Hey, good morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa giving you an update on what we have left with this weather system that's coming through the area. It's a spitter and a sputterer, so to speak. And we're through what I'm calling the second half of the storm system so far. So, what are we going to talk about today? Let's get to it. And we're going to talk about how much snow is left. We'll look at the weekend forecast, and we'll look at if there's any winter temperatures on the way. Hey, good morning, Dr. Bruce Frankie. He takes care of a lot of our animals here at the Toro Grossa household. All right, so let's get to it. Here's the radar. Now, spits and sputters is a good way to describe this weather system. Behaving as planned, by the way. So far, reports of about 1 to 3 inches in, I would say, the southern third of the state from Flint to Grand Rapids southward. Most of those 1 and 2, a lot of 2.5s coming in along the I-94 corridor. Hey, good morning, Vicki Smith from Adrian. How much snowfall there? And Bri Marie, or Bri Marie, maybe. How much in the Battle Creek area? And back at you, Dr. Frankie. Good morning. Renee Trish is going to Hawaii, so she doesn't care. All right, how much snow is left? Let's get to it. So what we're going to see is a lull this morning. You're seeing a major area of snowfall. No, not major, but a concentrated area of snowfall moving into the northeast, and then you see a lull, and back to the south is the next piece of the weather system that will be heading this way. Kind of a renewed surge, and most of the snow left to fall is falling in the southeast part of the state. So here we go with our radar forecast on our computer model. This is this morning here where we're in that lull into 11, 12 o'clock there, 1 o'clock. So off and on spurts of light snow. And then here's that renewed surge of snow in the southeast from maybe Saginaw, Flint, definitely into Detroit, Ann Arbor, Monroe, maybe Jackson. And that's the renewed surge this evening where you might say, hey, this is a little more than off and on, and it's a little more than light snow. And that gets you an additional 2 to 3 by the time it all ends. And we'll go to tomorrow morning. Generally should be done with maybe the exception of the far southeast part of Michigan. Breeze says there's definitely an inch or two, not a lot, but definitely slick here. Yes, that is the issue. Do we slow down on 1 or 2 inches of snow? No, I contend that sometimes these 1 and 2 inch snows are more dangerous than a 6-inch snow, because at least a 6-inch snow gets half the people off the roads and the other half the people slow down quite a bit. Okay, so how much additional snow left to fall? This is, again, the European model. I've been using it because it's been showing that renewed surge of snowfall in the evening. So we'll call it 2 to 3 additional inches. Flint into Lapeer, down to Detroit, down to Monroe probably. This one kind of shows that batch a little north of far southeast. Maybe that's possible, but I think it's going to, in the end, it's going to translate to more as you go south and east. Hey, good morning, Greg Frost. Any lake effect from the system? That's what we're actually getting, is a little bit of lake enhancement this evening off of Lake Huron on a northeast wind, and that's why the heaviest snow left to fall will be in the southeast corner. And by the way, Grand Rapids, you're at an inch or less. In Muskegon, Kalamazoo, you're probably at an inch, maybe 2 inches by the time it's all said and done. Now let's get into the weekend. How does that sound? Okay. We're past this one. Remember I told you, was it last week? Yeah, I wrote about a series of 4 storms, and that's what a lot of stormy patterns come in, is 4 storms. Usually the third storm is the strongest. The fourth storm is weaker, and then it kind of lulls for a bit until the next stormy phase comes by. Deborah Rose, driving Lansing to Ann Arbor at 10 a.m., back at 2. How will that be? You'll be in a lull. You won't have significant snow at that time, but you will have had 1 or 2 inches on the roads, and it's cold enough that it may stay on there if they don't salt. So not perfect, but not horrendous. Okay, so here we are with the storm system moving on toward the northeast. We're into Saturday now. Should be generally a dry Saturday. Next storm system. Okay, next storm system. And that is Sunday evening, 7 o'clock. So I would say sometime Sunday afternoon we'll have precipitation starting initially as snow, but the track on this one would say that again, coming across the center of the storm, coming across the center of lower Michigan, would say that the southern half gets into a mix with the possibility of some occasional rain. And you know what that means? 32 or 33 degrees on the roads. That means the salt works great again in those areas. But Sunday evening, if you're traveling, you'll want to keep an eye on that. Okay. Hey, good morning, Jessica Mitchell and Romeo. And good morning, Mary from Plymouth and Chuck from Chesterfield. Hey, good morning. About 2 inches in New Baltimore. Okay, so we're right on. We talked about by this morning 1 or 2 inches, and that's just about right on. Now, next week is the third storm in the series, and that is next Wednesday. And that looks like a more sizable storm system. Track still uncertain. Track on this European to our north and west, getting the southern half into, again, a mixture or some rain, and then moving off. And as you see out at the end of the run, although I wouldn't believe it, you know, things have quieted down. Again, the fourth storm being the weaker storm. So that's kind of the whole overall weather scenario. Now, any deep cold anywhere in sight? Nope. Here are the high temperatures today. Cold enough to keep snow on the roads, about 30, 31. Tomorrow it's a little colder, high temperatures in the upper 20s. Brr, how are we going to be able to handle that? Wow, it would feel like Michigan, right? Saturday is chilly, cold also. Sunday, that storm system coming back starts to lift milder air back. 34, you see a lot of those. Again, that's why I say the roads with salt probably wouldn't be too bad. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, temperatures mid-30s. So we'll continue to eke through what's the coldest part of winter with not much extreme cold. Hey, Frank Simpson, good morning. So there you have it, folks. We've got another second half of the snow system, spits and sputters, except for in the southeast. Detroit area, Ann Arbor, Oakland County, St. Clair County. In the evening, maybe a little more than just spits and sputters, maybe a steady light to at times moderate snow for a few hours. 2 to 3 inches additional in those southeast corners. Otherwise, it's an inch or less. Our next weather maker not until Sunday afternoon or evening. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. You know we do this every morning about this time. And if you could, hit the share button and tell your friends at work, hey, you know, this is how I get my weather in the morning. Appreciate it greatly. And so would MLive. Thank you. Take care.